Okay, here we are again. Before we go on with some examples, let me talk a little bit about the word hopefully. We use hopefully a lot these days. We say, hopefully I'll be able to pick everything up before the party. But we misuse the word hopefully because hopefully is an adverb. It's got ly on the end, right? So it's likely that it's an adverb. But if I say, hopefully we can meet later, hopefully. So do I mean, if this is modifying meet, because it's an adverb, it's going to tell me how we meet. This would mean we're going to meet later full of hope. Hopefully we can meet later. We can meet hopefully later. So if we think about it, if this is modifying meet, what this sentence is saying is we can meet full of hope later. But that's not what we mean, is it? What we mean is, I hope. I hope we can meet later. So if you take a look at the examples on the handout, you can see, hopefully the men will arrive on time. If we write it that way, what we really mean is, I hope the men will arrive on time, or we hope the men will arrive on time. But if we write it this way, we mean the men will arrive full of hope on time, which probably isn't what we mean. All right, you can take a look at those other examples. Now, it may be too late for us to stop the train of misusing hopefully. It's so common in our culture these days that it's quickly becoming or more acceptable and standard. But it still isn't actually correct. I just dropped that idea in your mind. I want it to be there in the back of your mind. Just be a little bit worried about using the word hopefully, okay? The way we usually use it. All right, let's look at some examples. Look at number 1 on your handout. We say, he defined the terms. How did he define the terms? So we can choose correct or correctly. So this is the verb, defined, the action. The word we put here is going to tell us how he did that verb. So between correct and correctly, we need the adverb because we're modifying the verb. So we have to use correctly. He correctly defined the terms. All right? The answer sounded what? So whatever word goes here is going to tell us about, describe more to us about answer. An answer is a noun. It's a thing, right? So this word is going to have to be an adjective. So correctly or correct, between those two, the adjective is correct. The answer sounded correct. Think about it this way, though. The answer doesn't sound like something. There's no noise that the answer makes, right? So how can the answer do this? It's not how the answer is doing this. It's something about the answer. It's a quality of the answer. Besides, this is one of those verbs of sense that we saw before. So this is an adjective, this is a linking verb, and the adjective is describing something about the answer. All right, he was a very blank person. This is number 8 on your handout. Would we be sensibly or sensible? So we're using this to describe the person. What kind of person is he? So since person is a noun is a person, place, or thing, this is going to have to be an adjective. And between sensible and sensibly, sensible is the adjective. So he was a very sensible person, but he acted very sensibly with the ly on the end. This is about how did he act sensibly. Okay? All right. Now, one more thing. If you go back to the front of the handout, there's another job that adjectives do. So, I mean, adverbs. There's another job that adverbs do. Adverbs, remember, they modify verbs, but we rarely think about it, but adjectives also modify, adverbs also modify adjectives. So think about this. She sang loudly. Okay, so this is a verb. How did she sing? Loudly. So this is an adverb there, right? If I say she was pretty, this is describing she. She's a pronoun, so this has to be an adjective. What if I say she was very pretty? What's this? This is not telling us about she. This is telling us how pretty. So this word is modifying an adjective. So it's an adverb, oddly enough. There are some more examples of that if you want to explore that further on your handout. Okay? All right. Thanks a lot.